She hit her so hard, I myself. I felt it. Wow.
Today, Tori and Jenny go head-to-head on the challenge. The unmasked ladybug, Kelly Osbourne, dishes on last night's big reveal.
Oh my God!
What? You?
Never would have thought Osbourne.
And Atlanta housewife Cynthia Bailey is here to break down frenemies, Barbie babies, and that infamous Pride Parade showdown.
Hold on now. Hold the hell on.
This is your reality check.
Buddy!
Hold on, Dave. Hold on. Hey, everyone, welcome to the show. This is Reality Check, the place to get your daily fix of drama, gossip, and reality. I'm Darren Karp, and with me today is the man that needs no introduction, even though we give him one anyway. People.com reality expert Dave Quinn.
Hello, how's it going, Darren?
Good, you look good today in the jeans.
Thank you. It is a big weekend coming up for us. So I am just trying to slide into it.
You're sliding into my DMs and everything like that. I can't wait to chat with you. So let's jump into our top 5. At number 5, Tara Jolie is pregnant. A rep confirmed to People exclusively that the Little Women LA star and her husband Joe are expecting their 3rd child together. The pair are already parents to 3-year-old son Grayson and daughter Penelope. The soon-to-be mommy of 3 posed for a maternity photo wearing a white top that revealed her growing belly. With a new baby on the way, the couple may soon become parents to 3 children under the age of 5.
Oh my goodness.
How cute, but also how daunting is that?
That does seem a little bit stressful for anybody, right? I mean, that's pretty tough, and let alone a reality star who has a lot to do in her day job. But I'm so happy for Tara.
I mean, look how cute they are. Oh, good for them. I'm really.
I am, and she's going to be, just continuing to grow her brood. It's exciting.
And I like a reveal in a white dress. It's like virginal, but also absolutely not at all, which I appreciate. At number 4, Jessica Simpson and her family of 5 are on the road to recovery after a few tough days. The reality star shared they were all hit by several illnesses and injuries over the last week and a half, saying in an Instagram post, "It was a challenging 10 days. Lots of puke, scary high fevers, coughing, and a concussion to top it all off." The family-wide illnesses caps off a tough year health-wise for Simpson as she dealt with bronchitis, severe ankle swelling, and months of sciatica during her pregnancy with Birdie. This seems like when it rains, it pours to the nth degree, right?
But this is what happens with a lot of parents, right? Because one kid gets sick, the other gets sick, the father gets, everybody kind of feeling the effects of it.
No,
it's
I know.
that time of year.
Anytime a new parent comes in the office, I'm like, please get away. And then I Clorox wipe their entire thing.
Yes, of course.
She's had a tough year, and I just hope they're on the road to recovery.
I hope so. And I will always still hope that Jessica Simpson returns to some form of reality television because she is still iconic in my mind. Newlyweds.
She's an icon.
That chicken of the sea.
Will always be one of the best.
Always be one of the best things. So maybe she had someone who'll help her feel better.
Good point. Good advertising there, Dave. At number 3. Winona Judd's daughter, Grace Kelly, has been released from prison. People can confirm that after being sentenced to 8 years, Grace was granted parole 6 years earlier than scheduled. Congratulations. In May of 2017, Grace pled guilty to manufacturing, delivery, sale of meth, as well as possession with intent. Amid her daughter's legal troubles, Winona has become an activist for criminal justice reform. Earlier this year, Judd reportedly met with White House officials and also works with a nonprofit which helps inmates re-enter the world upon release. How incredible is this? This is something that's so close to my heart, but even watching her and Kim Kardashian with their criminal justice reform feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, reality stars are given this platform, and it really does matter what you do with it.
Right.
So it's nice to see some of these people taking a huge platform and taking their huge platform and fighting for a greater good. Now, the Judds have always been in the spotlight, and she's always done a lot of great work. And this is obviously some tough stuff that she's going through, but she's really seemed to have pivoted all of that into positivity.
Yeah, it's nice to see these celebrities taking this stance because everyone looks up to them as role models, and you might as well give back to the world.
For sure.
At number 2. Alabama Hannah sure knows how to throw some shade. The current Dancing with the Stars contestant attended the CMAs with her partner, Alan Burstyn, and couldn't help but deliver a clever dig towards her ex, Jed Wyatt. In an Instagram story, the former Bachelorette can be seen with Carissa Culiners, who marveled over Hannah's stunning white dress, telling the reality star that she's going to find a husband tonight. Hannah responded with a quip saying, "I do love country music and a real musician."
Oh!
Ouch, that was harsh. But fans have been speculating that Hannah and Alan are dating. What do you think?
Oh, well, they were both here on Reality Check. We got to
Yes.
chat with them. They certainly have chemistry on the dance floor. They had a lot of cute chemistry when we were chatting together. I
they
would be
look
all
good
for
together.
it. I'm all for it.
What do you think about her jab to Jed? Like, do you think that she should have gotten over it, or are you kind of here for
No,
it?
it's hilarious. Listen, I'm a messy queen, right? Like,
Yes.
stir it up a little bit, give me a little bit of side shade. I think it was fun shade, as Cynthia Bailey would say, right? That was fun
It
shade.
was fun shade. Normally, I'm like opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference, but I'm kind of here for this, and
Yeah.
he kind of deserves it, I will
I
say.
know, and they've always had a really good sense of humor about the things, these Bachelor contestants. They always are jabbing each other on Instagram.
It's cute.
I
in a
live
way.
for it.
All right, guys, and at number 1, Kylie Jenner is sharing a glimpse into her trip to Houston over the weekend, days after a source told People that the Keeping Up with Kardashian star had traveled to Texas for Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival. Kylie posted a collection of photos from their trip to her Instagram. The reality star was also spotted at the festival, dancing front row. The visit took place just days after multiple sources confirmed to People that she and Drake have been hanging out.
Ooh.
I mean, Drake's everywhere, but do you actually think they're dating? He feels like the last, peg in their wheel. What do we think?
Listen, I would love it if they were dating because of all the Drake drama with Kanye. It would make
yeah.
next season real good, right? Like all their backstage feuds.
I'm
like,
so here for
I
it.
would be for that. But it sounds like multiple sources have kind of told People that they're spending time together, that it may be not romantic. We'll see.
Anytime you see a straight couple, people are always like, they're together. I'm like, they
know.
could just be friends.
That's true. It could be that. But, Kylie also has a relationship with Travis going back
Right.
to their child together. So there's a lot there that I don't think is necessarily ever done.
And you don't think she went to the concert to rekindle anything. It was just kind of maybe a friendly gesture.
Could be rekindling something. I don't know. The thing about the Kardashians is we always find out, right?
Of course.
They're not very secretive with their drama. They let it all out there. So it's going to be on Instagram. We're going to see it on
It's a
next
matter of
season.
time.
It's all a matter of time that we find out the answers. But right now, I am having a lot of fun just trying to figure out what it's all about.
Following the stories. All right, now the inaugural BravoCon is this weekend. Are you guys excited? And what are you excited to see? I'm already, just dreading all the work I have to do. After the break, we'll have the beautiful Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill on the couch to talk all things Hotlanta. Don't go anywhere.
So have you missed me at college?
Well, it's only
Because you seem like you've been just fine. You and Mike are all booed up.
I mean, I missed you, but you left and Mike came. Well. Oh, Lord Jesus.
You know we're going to get into that with Cynthia today. Welcome back. We have Mike Hill and Cynthia Bailey, who apparently does not have empty nest syndrome, according to that last clip. You realized, I think, right after what you had said. And Mike, what did you think about that clip? I gotta know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not shocked,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you, because there's Cynthia Bailey and then there's 50 Cent. There's that other side. Cynthia is, what do they say, a lady in the streets.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, she's mine. I'm gonna say it like that.
Right.
She's mine. She
Put
makes
me
sure
on
that
Front Street.
I'm well.
Yeah, speaking of streets, no pun intended.
Well, please, baby. Thank you.
Was Noah a little embarrassed with what you said? She was like, miss me, Mom. And you're like, I'm good.
I'm not your traditional mom.
Yeah.
So, Noel and I, she's my daughter, but we're also friends, and, she's my one and only. So we talk. She knows my mom's crazy.
But she has also said it time and time again that she's a
that's
little
true.
embarrassed every time we
Yeah.
because even though we're a little older, we still like to, get around.
PDA going.
Yeah, we still do things like that, and our kids kind of
Oh, yeah,
bring
you
things up to
chill.
us one
That's
time.
true.
As a matter of fact, Noelle, the first time she came and spent the night at the house when you were there, she told me how thin our walls were. So she did.
The walls are very thin
Oh,
here,
my God,
guys.
I forgot about
I
that.
say, go for it.
No, like seriously.
Yeah, she
The next
did.
day she was like,
Wow.
So
and
Mike
you're like,
has
and
thin
this
walls.
is Mike.
Yeah, right.
What an intro.
Yeah.
My my God.
Crazy.
I love it. Now, Cynthia, you were getting a lot of flack for being so open about wanting to get married, but Mike, you apparently were all for it and even posted on your IG that you were just thirsty.
Yes.
So how was it seeing all that play out on the show?
You know what, for me, I do feel like I'm thirsty. I'd like to say excited more so than thirsty.
Yes.
But, you know, my haters say thirsty. But my people that lift me up in a blaze of glory say that I'm excited. So I'll take it. Either way, as long as the road leads to Mike Hill, it is what it is. I'm happy. I'm happy. And I never thought I would, you know, be in love again. And I never thought I would marry again. I mean, you guys all know that. I mean, I like sang that, screaming from the rooftops and everything. So for me to be where I'm in now, for me to be where I am now is really like, I didn't see it coming.
I say it's okay to be thirsty if you got a tall drink.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen. I will say.
Where the straw at, baby?
I will say at that Barbie party when you went as thirsty bride, I was like, good on Cynthia.
Well,
for
you
like
know,
challenging it. I like that.
I feel like, you know, season 12, I own my shit.
That's right.
Amen to that.
You want to call me thirsty? I'll give you thirsty.
I'm parched too.
That's right.
Thank
Very
you.
Parched too. I am.
So we're equally parched.
Was it
Equally
difficult,
harsh.
Mike, at the beginning of the relationship with dealing with somebody who was kind of putting it all out there on TV like that?
Yes and no, because, you know, I'm in an entertainment business too, been on television for a while too. So, but at the same time, when I first met her, I said, if we date, it's one thing, but if we're in a relationship, it's another. And then that's when I'll come on the air. That's when I'll come on the reality show with her and support her. And whatever she has going on, I want to support her. I want to be there for her. So that's her job. So I know that's her reality. And her reality is love right now. Like I've always said, that this is not a storyline. This is a love story. And so we want to put that out there and be an example for other people.
How long did it take from you guys to go from dating to being in a relationship?
It was a slow burn.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm thirsty now,
little too
but I wasn't
slow, or-
as thirsty in the beginning.
Simmering.
No, I mean, we were both. I was, you know, loosely dating. Mike was.
She was out there
Mike was loose.
She was hot. That's okay, baby.
I mean, we were doing our thing. We both were doing our thing. We met through Steve Harvey. I think everybody
Yeah.
knows that if they have a television at this point.
Let's hope, because they should be watching this show.
right.
And, you know, again, I didn't really go into Steve's dating pool thinking I have to meet someone. I was like, you know what, Steve, now, if none of these dudes, if I'm not checking for any of these dudes, I'm not going to pick any of these guys. And he was like, no, we'll bring 6 more in. We'll keep doing it until we find someone. So I didn't really have a huge expectation. I was open to it, but I wasn't thinking I was going to leave with someone that I could be married to years later.
Here we are.
Yeah, and here we
Pleasant surprise. I'll drink the water.
are. Okay, hashtags and all.
Yeah, that's right.
right.
Chill, baby.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We also spoke earlier about Kenya and Mark's separation and how she mentioned that the distance was kind of a big part of it. Now, how have you been able to kind of overcome that hurdle? Because I know that you're in LA and you're in Atlanta, similar how she was in Atlanta and he's in New York.
This
What's
is the
different
first time
here?
you guys are in New York
This
together.
is the first time.
This
Yes,
is big.
First time in New York
But
together.
you know, and I actually happened to be here because work brought me here.
That's right.
You know, and she happened to be here for her work, so it kind of worked out. So it wasn't something that was planned that we would come to New York together. But it works out because I'm in Atlanta all the time. My family lives
And
in
I'm in
Atlanta.
LA all the
Yeah,
time.
she's in LA all the time. My mom lives in Atlanta. My brother lives in Atlanta. My nieces. So Atlanta's like a second home to me, and I'm traveling so much that we don't really spend that much time in one household anyway. So
Right.
I think I've spent more time last year probably on the road and in Atlanta than I did in LA. So it works
Yeah,
out. And
it's
then,
true. It's true. Lots of FaceTime and phone sex too.
Yo, just break it
yeah.
down too. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
That's right.
I mean,
On cell phones, though,
And
'cause
we
you
have
don't
a
want Noel
2-week
coming
rule.
in that landline. You don't want her sneaking in.
No, but we have a 2-week rule too.
Yeah.
Which actually Eva, you know, shared with me that, you know, she and Mike had her mic. You
Yeah.
know, it's like the models and the mics. Anyway.
Of course.
She had a 2-week rule, and we try not to break it. Like, even if it's just for a couple of days, like I'll get on the plane and just go to LA if I have to. I mean, it's exhausting, but, you know, I want to make sure that I'm in, you know, these cheekbones are in his face, like at least every 2 weeks.
well, no matter where she is, she's in my heart. That's the God honest
that's
truth.
nice.
I was going to say, I have a feeling he's not thinking about you when you're not around.
And after you get married, you're thinking the same sort of thing? You'll keep up this sort of arrangement, staying between two cities?
Yeah, for right now, I think so. I mean, I love Lake Bailey, and you know, Mike loves his house, and you love Lake Bailey. Like we want to keep it, want to do both. But I think at some point, eventually, we do. As long as we're trying to spend at least
The majority of the time.
85%
Yeah.
of our time under one roof. But the crazy thing is with our, careers, even if we lived in one house and only had one house, we wouldn't see each other every day.
Yeah.
anyway.
Right, you'd still be
We're
traveling.
always working.
Exactly.
We're always gone.
Why do you think it works for you, but it was hard for Kenya? Why do you think the difference
Good question.
there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, our relationships are very, different. I mean, two different people. I'm not Kenya. She's not Cynthia. And Mike and Mark are not the same people. I think one of the things that helped us was it's been almost 2 years now since we've known each other. Things with Mark and Kenya moved kind of quickly.
Yeah.
Right. Like super quickly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, tricky to get married and then kind of get to know each other.
Right.
Like we actually we know a lot about each other. We spend a lot of time together, and because of the long distance relationship, when we are together, we really maximize our time together.
Of course.
We don't take it for granted. Like I'm all over this man.
See, there was an advantage of that simmering in the
this
beginning.
is
See?
slow cook.
It was.
All right, Mike, we got you on the hot seat. We've
Okay.
never met you, so I got to ask you a few questions. I know you're working on your memoir.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
Are
you.
there any untold chill stories that we haven't heard? I gotta know.
Chill between us?
Yeah.
No, I think you kind of know everything. And if you haven't seen it, it's going to be on the show. This season, I think they kind of go really in depth in our relationship. So you see the ups and downs of the relationship. You see our kids interacting. You see a lot of different parts of the chill aspect.
We have our first argument on the show.
Oh.
It was
over
a
something
huge
in your book.
argument. Well, it was it was something in my it was was it something from the book?
Well, I was reading your book.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what happened.
She
but
asked
you
a
guys-
question about something. I think you even saw the clip about me saying something about her with some other people or whatnot. Which
Something about affairs.
yeah,
and
well, yeah. So you'll see what that's all about. But in my book, I'm very open. That's why I call it open mic. I'm transparent, and I talk about my past relationships and where I went wrong and how I went wrong and how I've grown from them and how I needed therapy. And that book was therapy. And I believe that book is the reason that we were together. Because if I had not written that book, when I was writing that book, when we first met, I don't think I would have been able to open up to her like I did.
Right.
And she was listening to it and she heard it and she basically gives it a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, Mike had a lot of demons that he needed to sort out.
We all did. We all do. We all do. No shit.
And he wrote it all in this book.
Yeah.
And honestly, I, had already fell in love with this man by the time I actually read the book. But I was reading the book like,
But as I was writing the book,
maybe I should have read the book first.
I was reading her excerpts of the book as I was writing it.
Right.
So, and it allowed me to cleanse myself from a lot of the things that I've done in the past. And I think she saw the transparency in me, and I think, at least that's what you said. That's
Yeah, I
one of the
did.
reasons why you
I
fell
love
for
your
me.
transparency because I really, like when I look at him, I'm like, oh, okay, when I met him, I just assumed he was just this great looking guy that had like a great life. And I didn't really think he had so many layers that needed to be unpeeled, honey.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And then I was like, oh, okay, let me read more of this book.
Yeah.
because-
Who's a better editor, your editor or Cynthia?
That remains to be seen, to be quite honest with you. Cynthia will definitely get me under control. She will correct me.
She gets final word.
But I
I'm
love
writing the
that.
foreword for the book.
She is
though.
writing the foreword.
Oh.
Yes. And
I have a
that's-
lot to say.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be longer than the book. The forward is just the whole book. You get a page.
The long and short.
So we're counting down the days. We have a big wedding coming
Yes, we
down the
do.
way. How's it going? Do you have a date yet?
We do have a date.
Okay.
We have the perfect date, actually.
Oh.
Our date is 10-10-20, which is 2020. And I
love
actually have to
that.
thank Miss Candy for helping me with the date because
good.
we knew we wanted to do it in October, but I didn't know exactly when. And she was like, I got it. We were actually in Greece and we were like on the bus, like just bored. And we were talking about, wedding stuff, whatever. And she was like 10-10-20, 2020.
I
Which
love
is like
it.
2020 vision is perfect. Like,
I
get it
love
perfect
that.
And it
vision,
falls on a
perfect date.
Saturday.
Perfect. Falls on a Saturday.
Even better.
And we're like, and our little mantra is, we're not perfect,
But we're
but we're
perfect for each other.
perfect for each other. So we're running with this whole perfect thing.
So
Can't
shout out to
handle
Candy.
this.
Candy gets an
Yes,
invite to the wedding.
Candy gets
Candy's definitely invited.
Candy's invited.
Kenya's invited. Kenya had said that you weren't planning to have any bridesmaids. Is that true?
I am
Okay.
not really wanting to have any bridesmaids.
We're available.
around.
I mean,
No, she said no.
Well,
but-
it's a lot going on in the friendship department over
That's
here.
right.
I'm like trying to mend friendships. I'm new friendships are blossoming. I just got to make sure. Well, we'll just see what happens by the time we get to the reunion. Who even makes it to the wedding?
That's right.
So I gotta sacrifice my groomsman because her life is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing we got to figure out because Mike definitely wants a groomsman.
Yeah, I got
And
you guys.
Sometimes it is easier though, because then you don't have to decide who can be up there, who doesn't.
It's a lot. It's a lot of drama.
We'll
Like,
figure it out.
A lot of pressure.
Do you think it'll be filmed for the show?
if I'm on the show, absolutely.
Okay. All right, you can make a call about that.
I know a few people here and there.
Call. I'd like a Cynthia Bailey special.
Yes, done. I can make that happen.
Make that happen.
Here's the question we all want to know: are you going to take his last name?
Cynthia wants me to take her last name.
I think that's the best idea. Mike Bailey.
I mean,
yes.
think about this: the Bailey wine cellar,
Right.
the Bailey modeling agency,
Bailey
Lake
Q.
Bailey Q. Everything is
Bowl.
Bailey.
My dog's name is Bailey.
Yeah, she wants everything Bailey. So I think
It's a brand.
You got those
come
Bailey
on.
candles.
Yes. Yep, Cynthia Bailey candles. The Bailey Agency School of Fashion.
That's right.
We can just go on and on.
You know, a few
Yeah.
businesses.
But I mean, it
here.
has a nice
Bailey
ring
husband.
to it.
Mike Bailey.
Mike Hill Bailey. Mike
I
Bailey
can
Hill.
hyphenate it. I can
Yeah, you can
hyphenate it.
hyphenate.
Mike
Bailey
Hill
Hill.
hyphen Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Bailey has a nice ring to
No,
it.
I'm good.
I like it.
Would you
appreciate
not
it,
do it?
No, I'm good.
I don't
Good.
think so.
You know, I'm curious. Have you spoken to Peter since you guys got engaged?
I have not known this.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Since we got engaged, no, I don't believe I have. No, and definitely not. Discussing engagement stuff.
So
Yeah.
maybe he read about it on people.com when we did
Yep.
the exclusive, and that's how we found out. Let's-
Very,
Kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
very
Quite
good.
sure you
Dave.
heard about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of love, you actually had a really touching moment with your daughter, Noelle, as she revealed something about herself that not only shocked viewers, but you as well. Let's take a look at that.
You like guys and girls.
People like to try to box everybody in and put labels on everything, but I don't really do that. Like,
Okay. So you just like what you like.
yeah, and that's just what it is. There's a lot of attractive guys and there's a lot of attractive girls.
Handled so well.
It's handled so well, really.
So well.
You did an amazing job of that, and I think that she was so brave about opening up, not just to you, but to the whole world. How is it for you to hear her truth in that moment?
Well, it was, it was a lot, but I'll say that in the best possible way. I've always been the kind of parent, well, I've always tried to be the kind of parent to Noelle to make her feel like she can tell me anything. I didn't even talk about sex to my mom, let alone my sexuality or anything like that. So I really wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable talking to me about it. And she did, as you saw. And I really thought it was great for her to actually tell her own story on our show because I didn't really want anyone to tell it for her. Once I realized that, it wasn't just a phase, and, a lot of people say, oh, when they first go away to college, oh, she's just experimenting or whatever. Whatever her truth is her truth, and I wanted her to tell her own story because, a lot of times in this, in the times we live in, people have their camera phones or whatever, and I would hate for someone to video her with one of her little
Right.
That's actually
friends.
really good point.
And then put it out there because then what happens when you're on a reality show, if it's put out there before you put it out there, people look at it like, oh, like it's like a secret that we've had that she is,
Right. This
that
way
we
you
were like
control the
trying to
narrative.
hide something. And my only goal with Noelle is to protect her and to support her. And I felt like as soon as I knew that this was a life choice and this is who she was, I was like, you tell your own story, and that way you don't have to worry about anyone else telling for you.
She's feeling good?
You know what she is? She was a little nervous, I have to say, watching the episode. She didn't know how she was going to be received. I mean, she didn't know, well, first of all, she didn't know that it was going to go viral.
Whoops.
And it did.
Sorry about that.
And we're still talking about it.
That's Dave's fault over here? No.
Thank you.
I was proud of
Yes.
her.
And it's overwhelming. I mean, she got probably 15,000 followers that night.
Oh.
And I don't even want to talk about her DMs. Let's just say her community has received her. And they support her.
We welcome her with open arms.
Yes,
we welcome her.
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, before I let you guys go, the inaugural BravoCon is this weekend. I want to know how you're feeling about that. Are you excited?
I'm super excited. This is the first one.
Yeah.
And I believe my reunion dress, one of my reunion dresses is going to be there on display.
We have a museum.
I have my CB Vara bags that are going to be on sale there. And I think Andy's going to be popping up with Watch What Happens Live. I just did it, but I think, a bunch of us are going to all do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be just a lot of Bravo folks.
Is there someone from another city you're really looking forward to seeing?
You know what? I just love seeing all the Bravo celebrities because I feel like we're all kind of a family, an extended family. And to be honest, we're never all in the same place at the same time. So it's kind of cool that we really get to actually hang out.
I'm hoping it's a repeat of Andy's baby shower.
Oh my God.
That was the best. That was
When is Baby's next party? I want to be invited to all Andy's baby stuff, for sure.
all the time.
That's when the lady was dancing on the table.
Yeah, Lisa Rinna was doing
yeah,
all
okay.
that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You got everyone up there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's around two. It's around two. Cynthia, Mike, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we love having you here.
Be sure to catch new episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on Bravo. Up next, the latest singer has been unmasked, and we have them on the line. Stay tuned.
What?
Absolutely incredible. Welcome back. On the line now from LA is the one and only Kelly Osbourne.
Hi.
Hey, Kelly, how are you today? You must be thrilled.
I am so good. I am relieved that the secret is finally out there and I don't have to live with it anymore.
We're happy to know the secret. You had all the judges totally stumped. Did you take pride in the fact that none of them even guessed your name once? That's incredible.
Okay, so you have a competition backstage with the wardrobe department, and it's like, if they guess your name, then you're kind of out. And they never guessed my name once, which was like, yes, at least, I got that far with it. But that's why the more that they would stick to one idea, I would pretend like it bothered me so that they were convinced that it was that person.
Smart.
That was smart.
Poker face the whole time, even though you're in a mask.
And that costume was intense. It looked really heavy.
It was one of the heaviest costumes from the whole season. Underneath it, I was wearing full, American football padding, and it took 2 people to get me in and out of it, and about 15 minutes. So I would have to go to set before anyone else.
Oh my gosh.
From start to finish, it was like 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how quick we were that day of getting in it. And it was top heavy, and it weighed down on my ribs, so I could never even breathe properly. But it was so beautiful. Like you will suffer for vanity, even if you are wearing, as I say, a mask.
This is like the reality TV, like Batman suit. It's like heavy and it takes a lot, but you're a hero for sure.
I love how effortless you made it look. Were you surprised to see Triumph on the judging panel last night?
It was so much fun. He's very funny, and it's weird. You find yourself talking to a puppet like it's a human, and it's like they say in like the Jim Henson world that there are 2 kinds of people. There are people that talk to the puppet or the puppeteer. I'm definitely the kind that talk to the puppet.
All right, we got to ask you about the Southern accent. And before we do, let's play back a clip of that.
In my youth, I wasn't afraid to get a little mud on my tires.
That's a really Southern accent. I don't know if she's put it on.
That is Southern accent.
I mean, Jacqueline Spears, she's from Louisiana.
There's mud on our tires today, Kelly. What drove you to go Southern? Was there someone you were basing that accent on?
No, basically, so you go in this like soundproof room where you don't really even hear your own voice, and they assure you that you're going to have a voice modulator that will completely disguise the way that you sound. And I said the first word on the first time I had to speak, and I was like, oh my God, you can hear my accent. They're going to know it's me if I've got an English accent. So out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I just started doing this Southern accent, and then I had to stick to it through the whole season. And you could actually hear everyone backstage laughing at me because they were like, where did that come from? And I was like, I don't know where it came from. It came out because you would have heard my English accent. So it was kind of like a running joke where everyone used to come up to me and be like, I'm just so happy to be here because of my Southern, I was a real Southern belle for a whole few minutes.
I love that you had to keep it going the whole season.
Yeah.
Like one fluke of a thing, and then you're like, I'm in it now. I can't go back. It's so good.
Commitment, I'm all about it.
Well, it worked because it really threw everyone off. And one name that was thrown around as a possible guess was Lindsay Lohan, though it didn't seem like you enjoyed hearing that.
Yeah.
I know you two used to be friends. Has there been like a falling out?
No, Lyndsay was a huge part of my life for a long time. I was just playing up to it because they tell you to play up to the judges, and you know, and have fun with them. And I knew that the more that I pretend like I didn't like it, the more they would think I was her, and it would just keep throwing them off.
Smart.
Yeah,
You know, put those mind games going.
Yeah, you played the emotional game well. I mean, you had us all tricked. If memory suits me, speaking of you and Lyndsey, you two nearly starred together in Freaky Friday, right?
I was cast as her best friend in Freaky Friday, and then my mom got diagnosed with cancer, so I pulled out from doing the movie to be with my mom. But we've been friends since then. And you know what I didn't get is that she's doing The Masked Singer in Australia, and it was filming the same time we were filming the American version. I was like, can't be in two places at once. I don't understand how you think I'm her, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, we got to get Lyndsey now on next season and really throw off, I think, everybody. I'm assuming
you could do it.
I'm assuming no regrets about not taking the part, right? You had to be with your family at that point.
It's something that, you know, in the back of your mind, you always think, like, what would my life have been like if I did that? But my mom had cancer. I couldn't leave her.
Of course.
Well, your time on The Masked Singer was a bit of a full circle moment for you, Kelly, because your debut album, Shut Up, was released 17 years ago this month. So I want to know what your memories are of making that record.
I was terrified the whole time I was making that record. I never, you know, I was a baby, and I did a single with the guys from Incubus who helped me make the demo for Papa Don't Preach. And then it got turned into this whole big thing where I had like $1 million record contract, and I was apparently a singer, and I didn't think I was like emotionally ready for it or anything. But it's a very fun time in my life, but also filled with a lot of anxiety and regret because I never fully got to understand what I was even doing. You know what I mean?
I totally understand what you mean when you say that. But as a fan, as somebody who's listening on this side of the track, I loved your music. I thought your covers of Papa Don't Preach, One Word is still like totally slaps. It's a total bop. I want to know, now that you're singing again, would you ever consider recording another album? Because we were all happy to hear your voice.
I've had a lot of people ask me, and put it this way, as of right now, I'm not saying no.
Okay.
But we shall see.
All right.
All right. Okay.
That's
well,
good.
you never say never.
I'll take a not no.
Yeah, I'll take a not no. It was also fun to see you back on reality TV 17 years after the Osbournes, although anonymously this time. Was that a little bit freeing for you?
No, it was terrifying. Because where I lack in talent, I have made up for it in personality, whether you like me or not. And you can't show anything behind a mask. You have to just go up there and sing. And, you know, this competition this year was really difficult. I'm up against some like really, really good singers, and being backstage and only ever getting to hear other people, you only have guesses as to who they are. Like, I still have no idea who anyone who hasn't been eliminated already is. Oh. And so I get to enjoy the show as somebody who was on it and somebody who watched it, because you genuinely don't know anything. And I was so scared each week, but each week it got a little bit better because I overcame some nerves and anxiety, and it started to become more and more fun. The first week, I swear to God, I almost threw up.
And you got used to the ladybug suit, of course, which I'm sure is half the battle.
I don't know if you'll ever get used to it, but I definitely got used to wearing a mask.
Fair enough. Well, we have to talk about the Osbournes because, honestly, we love reality TV here, in case you didn't know. What was your favorite thing about making that show?
The first season was such a magical time in my family's life because we had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea that the show would be so successful. It was just an insane thing. Like, when I signed the contract for MTV, I was 15 years old. And to see what it turned into, we didn't know how people would perceive us or anything. And then suddenly wake up one day and literally be one of the most famous 16-year-olds in the world, just being yourself. I think that is the most raw and vulnerable you will ever see any family on TV. And then it all kind of was like an explosion of just too much reality for us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think you handled yourself as best you could through that, just watching again from the other side.
Which was terrible.
No.
I mean, you struggled a long time with substance abuse, and that's something you've been very open about. You said in May that you're nearly 2 years sober. I just hit my 7-year mark.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Congratulations to both of you. Wow.
So how have you been doing? How's that been going for you?
You know, every day you climb a new mountain every single day. And it's not like you wake up one day and you're fixed. Addiction is something that you live with forever. I choose not to be active in it, and I choose to fight for happiness. And I think that getting to that place, you've got to go something really dark prior. You know, it's annoying to know I will never be fixed. I will never think like a normal person. My brain just isn't wired that way. But, you know, if I can be happy, joyous, and free one day at a time, I will.
That's amazing. And I hope you have a great support system around you, kind of helping.
I have an
you
incredible support system, and I'm very grateful to everybody who has stuck by me, because I've given them a lot of reason not to, and to finally get the message and wake up every day excited about life. And just, it feels like it's not a rebirth, but you get another chance, and I'm every day grateful for that.
Well, you're such an example. Both of you are such an, oh.
Crying because I love you.
I'm proud of both of you.
I know what that means. I know what it all means.
This is such a moment.
Like, you know, you go to a place that you never think you would go. You do things you never think you would do, and you wake up one day and you realize you've become something you despise. And to turn it all around is really, really fucking hard.
Well, it's incredibly brave, and yeah, you're such a shining example, both of you, of you know, what a healthy, happy lifestyle really looks like, and we're certainly proud of both of you. Congratulations on 2 and 7, right?
7, yeah.
Wow. Well, you know,
I can't wait till I get to 7.
You'll be here soon.
You'll get there. You will get there. We have no doubt about it. You know, nostalgia's in full swing these days, as we know. Will there ever be a chance we'd see you and your family do a reality show together again?
I'm not joking. Every single year, about every 3 months or so, someone else gives us another offer, and we keep saying no. You know, we've got other people to think about. My brother's got 3 kids. Do we want that life for them without them being old enough to choose whether they want to do it or not, like my brother and I were? And it keeps coming around. Right now, there's another offer on the table, and I think this is the closest we've ever come to accepting one. But whether that will happen or not, I don't know.
That's
never
so exciting.
say never. Album and the Osbournes.
I would love
back.
it.
That would be incredible. Kelly, thank you so much. You were absolutely the best Masked Singer I think we've seen.
Yes.
You know, watch The Masked Singer Wednesday nights at 8, 7 Central on Fox. We're going to keep chatting with Kelly after the break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. We still have Kelly Osbourne on the line from LA. Kelly, you've been in the public eye since a young age, as we've talked about. You've been on TV, in fashion shows, talk shows, music videos, movies, parties. The list goes on and on. Seeing as you know a lot of people in the industry, we'd like to play a little game called Cast on Blast.
Ooh. I live for a graphic moment.
I live for a graphic moment. Dave actually is calling this your Past on Blast.
Past on Blast.
Here's how it works, all right? We're going to name some people you know and love and have worked with, and I want you to tell us a funny story about them. Maybe something that happened between the two of you, maybe something that happened off camera, behind the scenes that we don't know about. You can be honest, no holding back. We want the dirt. Yeah. Are you ready to play?
I am ready to play.
All right, let's do it, Kelly. Let's start off with your mama, Sharon Osbourne.
You want me to tell us the story about my mom?
Yeah, come on, something we don't know.
We don't know. Oh my gosh, my mom's got such a big mouth. She tells everyone everything. So that's a really tough one.
Any funny stories?
I can tell you a funny story about, I filmed the Halloween episode of The Talk, where we all dressed up as different musical artists, and my mom was Stevie Nicks, and when I saw her come around the corner and do her performance, we both laughed so hard that we peed ourselves on the stage, and they had to kind of cut and break us up a bit, and my mom was like hot shoe shuffling the floor just so that you couldn't see that she peed, but then of course that made me laugh more. And it was just something about the wig. Like now that wig is in her dressing room, and every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I love that. I love that.
She's great on The Talk. She is crushing it. And she looks beautiful too. She got a gorgeous plastic surgery right over the summer.
New face.
Yeah, what do you think about her look?
To me, my mom's always been exceptionally beautiful. I went on record saying I don't think she needed it, but it makes her happy and she looks beautiful. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And she recently got into a little bit of a tiff with Chrissy Teigen over John Legend's Baby It's Cold Outside remake. What did you think of it? Where do you fall on that?
Everyone has the right to an opinion.
Yes.
You know, I don't think that what my mom said was wrong. I don't think that what Chrissy said was wrong. You know, she's defending her husband. My mom is paid to talk about her opinions, like Chrissy said, and that's really it. It's okay that people disagree. I think that everyone else turns it into a big deal.
Love it.
I always say it's okay to disagree as long as you're not disagreeable.
Yes.
That feels like what's going on right now.
Yes.
Everyone's entitled. How about your papa, Ozzy Osbourne? First off, how is his health? Is he okay?
My dad's doing so good. It's been a slow road to recovery. I think that everyone expects you to bounce back like you do when you're 20. But at 70 years old, it took a little bit of extra time. But selfishly, this whole process has been great for me because I've been able to spend more time with him. And I have, since the beginning of summer, I have been very hands-on in creating his new album with him and Andrew Watt, and taking him to the studio every day and advising on directions and where I think they should be going, and to be a part of that process from the beginning and see it come all the way through to the other side. You know, I got him in the studio with Post Malone to do that track with Travis Scott, and it turned into something huge. And to see him come alive again through his music has been beautiful as well. And it just made us even closer.
Did he watch The Masked Singer and give you any advice?
No, we couldn't tell him.
Oh.
He was like the biggest gossip. He's like the town crier. He's like, he, my daughter's on The Masked Singer. So we didn't tell him until last night.
Oh my God.
Who's more likely to like be buttoned up? Like if you tell your mom a secret, you tell your dad a secret, like who's a vault? Or are they both just like spilling everything?
If it's in the family, I'll tell my dad because it will stay between my dad and my mom. If it's a secret outside of the family, I will not tell my dad because he will tell everyone. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, totally. That makes. And how did Ozzy react like when he found out you were the Masked Singer?
He called me all excited. He was like screaming at the TV saying, "That's my Baba." And I was like, thank God we didn't tell him before he would have told everyone.
That's so sweet.
You kept it mum. You kept it mum. Do you have a funny story about your brother Jack?
Me and my brother live 3 streets away from each other now, and we are not the siblings that used to be on the Osbournes. He's literally my best friend. He's the first person I speak to every day and probably the last person every night. And he is just the most incredible father, and seeing how hands-on he is with his kids, like they are like the joy in our life. We just love them so much. So that our relationship has come full circle is amazing as well.
How is he doing after his divorce? I know that it's been hard for him.
I think divorce is hard for anybody. No one wants to see things come to an end, no matter what it is. And, but they're very mature and adult about it. The kid's doing great. And unfortunately, it's one of the downsides to life.
Speaking of those kids, do you like being an aunt?
I love being an aunt. It's the best job I've ever had. I love them so much. It's beyond words. That's Pearl, my oldest niece, who is 7.
Oh, I love that.
The best.
There's Pearl, Andy, and Minnie, and they're the funniest, most unique, most individual little girls you will ever meet.
I bet you make a great aunt too. You probably give really good aunt advice.
Yeah.
I pride myself on being the fun aunt, and they always know that when they come to my house, that we go to Target because they love the toys at Target, and if they are good, you get pizza and ice cream before bed, but only if they're good.
I mean,
I'm coming over.
Pizza, ice cream, and a purple-haired aunt. I'm in.
And
Adopt
Target.
me.
And Target.
And Target, I'm in. All right, let's get back to the game. What about Miley Cyrus, also a daughter of a superstar father, of course?
Me and Miley did a movie together called So Undercover, where I played her roommate. And we used to have every single night after we were done filming, we'd go to her room, we would bake cookies and just watch stupid YouTube videos and laugh all night long. She was such a fun person to work with, and also very mischievous, so it made set very interesting.
I like them. I could see the mischievous part about her. What about fellow Brit Cara Delevingne?
Cara's lovely. I first met Cara in New York after one of the Victoria's Secret shows, and she's always the one that if you're going to have a good night when Cara's there. You're going to have a good night.
I like that.
I like that. What about NSYNC Lance Bass?
I love Lance so much. We both just hosted this Best in Drag show together, and someone tried to pay him $5,000 to take off his very loud trousers, and he said no. And then doubled the offer and gave $10,000 to keep them on. So that was very funny. I was voting for them to come off, but you know.
That's a good cause.
Yeah.
That's a good cause. What about Lindsay Lohan?
Lyndsey was always somebody who, it never ceased to amaze me how many levels to a human there can be. And love her or hate her, she is probably one of the most incredible actresses of her generation. And it just, it's kind of, it's weird. Like I will always think of like Lyndsey as like a time in my life where we would just go out and have fun every single night. And I always will think fondly of her.
That's really sweet.
That is sweet.
Okay, what about Scary Spice, Mel B?
I love Mel B. She is so much fun. She's a firecracker. And every time I work with her, we sit there and we're like, do we like this person? Do we hate this person? And we gossip about everyone that we haven't seen and catch up. And we usually have the same opinions. So that's awesome.
I love it.
Interesting. And what about Elton John? I know you got something
my
good
favorite
about him.
Spice Girl.
The best Spice Girl.
Elton is one of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life. He's the most generous, the most kind. And if you ever need anything any time in the day, he is always, always, always there. And he's been such an incredible friend to my family, especially my mother. I couldn't imagine life without him. Like, he never forgets a birthday, never forgets a Christmas. If there's something that he reads, whether it's true or not, he calls and checks in. He's just so incredible.
His book is so good, too.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Has he helped at all with your sobriety? Has he been like a good person to talk to?
Since the very first treatment center I went to the last, he has always been there rooting for me to be sober, would always pull me up if he thought that I was doing something that I shouldn't be. And he's been such a staple for me.
Wow.
So glad to hear
Not
that.
a bad confidant to have, let me tell you.
Yeah, but also you don't want to piss him off.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's right. What about Sam Smith?
Love Sam Smith. He is the nicest, sweet. Like, you meet somebody and you're just like, you're everything I wanted you to be and more. I spent one gay pride with him where we had the most fun night ever. And we both got really bad sunburn from marching in the sun. And he's just, I can't, again, say enough lovely things about him. He's got this energy that when he walks into the room, you feel good.
Oh.
That's the best kind of
I
energy.
know, I love that.
All right, one more for you. I feel like you've heard of this person, Kim Kardashian.
Can I tell? I wrote about this in my book. There was this one time in my life where I was really, really down about how I looked and who I was. It was like I was about 24 years old and I felt really fat. And she sat me down in this restaurant and she talked to me and she even offered, like, whatever you need, I will help you. And I'll go to the gym with you. Like, you shouldn't feel that way. And it really stuck out in that moment that she would even offer that. And her kindness will never be forgotten.
Wow, that's so nice.
That is so sweet. That's such a relief to hear. That's incredible.
Yeah, we don't hear about that side of Kim very often, right?
Well, people want to say what they want to say because they, the one thing that I've realized about the world is there is nothing more powerful than a beautiful woman, but there's also nothing more hated than a beautiful woman.
Very well said. Very unfortunate that is true.
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. You're absolutely...
It was so lovely speaking with you guys.
Literally
you are
love
absolutely incredible. You did such a good job. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time come in person, please.
Yes, we love you.
I definitely will. I promise.
All right, guys, stay tuned. Up next, we have a crazy history moment for you. Don't go anywhere. That's it for our show today. Dave, that was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we laughed, I cried.
You did? You had a moment. Oh, my gosh.
I loved it so much.
Well, big thanks to Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill.
And big thanks to Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah.
Love you.
Make sure you watch @People on Twitter so you can catch the latest episodes of Reality Check, which streams Monday through Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. To end our show and our week, here's an epic moment from Atlanta featuring my other boss, Andy Cohen. I'm Darren Karp.
And I'm Dave Quinn.
And that was your reality check.
No one will Cordell that the one who you cheated on. Cheated? Oh, girl, please.
In this 2014 reunion episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya accuses Portia of infidelity.
Listen, you are not going to keep on talking about my character like you know what you're talking about.
Things quickly escalate when Kenya goes for the megaphone.
You are a dumb hoe. Shut up. Yeah, you want to hear me?
And Portia goes for the mega takedown. Portia and Kenya's reunion smackdown is one of the great moments in reality history, and you gotta give Andy props for trying to keep the peace.